George, the last time Florida was number one, you probably had hair, buddy. Come on, man. Come on, man. Happy Wednesday. Yeah, happy hump day, Brad Pitt. How you guys doing? Boy, that 4 or 5 days of 80-degree weather really screwed me up. Now it's cold again. And it brought the pollen out. I went out to my car the other day and there was pollen on it. George, you're definitely related to something extraterrestrial. I can guarantee that. Yeah, don't send me the picture. I don't need it that bad. I don't even know where I'd put it, or what I'd do with it. I guess I could hang it right here in the studio as a joke. It doesn't really go with the Clemson theme, if you know what I mean. What's up, Droid? Yeah, go Tigers. I know it's way too early to be talking about recruiting, but Clemson's doing well for the 26 class so far. But you know, last cycle we lost like 3 or 4 guys who had committed. So hopefully we can hold on to these. Looks like we're going to get a commit from a big-time offensive lineman. I think at the end of this week. I think it's the end of this week, Friday maybe. He's supposed to announce. Oh yeah, that was a fun stream. What show was that on? Was that on my call-in show? It must have been. It had to have been a late night deal. Usually, the George shows of old were sometime around midnight or after. Oh yeah, I remember that when I left my stream running. Yeah, for like an hour. I realized it was still on and I came back. And some of y'all were still in there. What's up, Yoda? Yeah, Super Bowl party. Yeah, hey, a Super Bowl party at my house this weekend, everybody. You're all invited. BYOB and bring some hors d'oeuvres and whatnot. Potluck. Yeah, what's up, Raw, for a reason? Yeah, the MC9 Prime. I have the regular MC9, the first one, the Midday MC9, and I love it. It's the main one I carry. But yeah, that MC9 Prime looks fucking dope. Now it's a lot more expensive than the regular MC9. I think it's like $700, and the regular MC9 I think you can get for like $400 right now. But you don't need to do anything to it. It's got all the upgrades already on it. You can even get one that comes with an optic on it, a Canic optic, I think. Maybe there's one with an optic and one without. I don't know, but I mean, you don't have to replace the trigger. You don't have to do anything to the barrel. It's got everything you need already on it. I think it comes with a mag well too. Yeah, that thing's badass looking. I'll get it one day. Let me pull it up. Let's see here. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, that's the one with the I think it's ah shit, it's a video. I don't want that. God damn it. I want the picture. Yeah, that's it right there. So it's already got the aluminum flat face trigger on it, which I put on all my Canics, but it's like a $100 trigger, so it's already on there. You can get it with the version with this is an enclosed emitter dot, which is probably MSRP, probably $300. And it's got the ports and the barrel and the slide, so you don't need to do anything to it. I do think they did the people dirty, though. They came out with the MC9L and the MC9LS like 6 weeks before they released the Prime. So a bunch of people went out and bought the L and the LS, and then they released this at SHOT Show, and everyone's like, "Fuck!" Oh, they did kind of do the people dirty on that. Y'all want to see something creepy? Let me turn this music off. Ah, damn, that music's starting to give me a headache. I was liking it at first. Let's see here, hold on. So our boy Sleet is at it again. He's been on a tear lately, uploading videos. Well, most of them are about how he hates women, but this one is just, well, I'll let you be the judge. Here we go.
What's good, y'all? Slita here, Sports Live on the ATL Sports Fitness Motivation channel here. As you can see, it's getting dark, and I decided to come on the patio tonight. I got my music, my box.
Looks like he's recording. I don't know if he's got like an old flip phone he's recording on. I don't know what he's recording on, but it's like an old shoe.
Bluetooth, phone, laptop. I got some lights. You can see right there, little lights that are around the house. They're going to be like this, obviously.
Look at the title. Real talk today at the gym. There was so much sexy female as. I mean, I'm not blind. I just focus well.
Come when it gets dark, so you can imagine what it looks like. When it's dark, it's peaceful in the backyard. Like, comment, subscribe. Obviously, Cash App, $, City Sports. Again, this right here, like I said, I'm doing as many videos as I feel like I need to do when it comes to me, because, again, after the Super Bowl, I'm going to stop doing live streams and videos till the regular season of Major League Baseball starts.
That was a lie. He's already making videos again. Super Bowl ended 3 days ago.
Which is late March, like the last week of March. So I'm just trying to get it all in. So soak it up while you can, y'all. Anyway, this video right here is just one that that I noticed and that I wanted to talk about briefly. Is that today, and I see it every day at the gym, but today there was a plethora, plethora of fine ass at the gym.
Oh my God.
Good God Almighty. Where do I start?
Yeah, where do you start?
I'm talking all backgrounds. Black, fine looking black chick, mainly Hispanic women. And a lot of these women are women that I've seen quite a bit come in.
I bet you do.
To the point now where, like I said, just about everyone looks at me more than once.
Right.
I don't approach all of them. I do approach some, but I kind of play it the casual, kind of treat it just like a gym person.
Yeah, I casually stare at them, uncomfortably for 3 hours.
The woman today, there was actually two of them. Just one woman today I've seen quite a bit. I don't know if she's Brazilian or not, but she's tall, thick, but not fat. She looked great. Obviously, her popping out and her is crunched up with thongs and stuff like that.
Oh, my God.
She looks at me quite a bit.
These poor women.
And keep in mind, people, every woman at the gym now who has seen me since last November looks at me a lot more than nobody really paid attention to me when I first started because I was so underweight and no muscle. But
the reason they're looking at you is because they're like, why is this guy staring at me?
You know, she was looking at me today a couple times. She looked at me the other day. And so I said, fuck it. I wasn't going to go out of my way, but once I had to head in that direction, I was doing some chest exercises, and I looked up, and she was just looking at me, and so I looked at her, made eye contact. She smiled, and I just went over there, and I said, you know, I just want to let you know, I've seen you here quite a bit. You're doing a great job. You know, keep up the exercise. She's like,
oh, my God.
Thank you. And I said, and I was it. That was it. Most of the women expect you to actually just stay there and talk. I don't got time for that. So what I did was
I don't have time to talk to them, but I have time to make a 15-minute video about it.
Sweetheart, I noticed you noticing me. And now I notice you, but you know, if you want to do something, you gotta come over and talk to me because I had my workout to do. You know, I don't put women at the gym above my workout. And then another one today came in. I added her on Instagram a couple days ago. Her and I interact with someone on Instagram, but I asked her. I said, hey, when you get some free time, let's go hang out and do something. And she's like, I don't have free time because I work or in gym or whatever.
Yeah,
so
she doesn't want to go out with you, dude.
Okay, you know how to reach me. So what I did was I seen her twice in the last 2 days. Didn't talk to her yesterday because, like I said, I don't go out of my way for any female. And then today I happened to basically run right on her, and I just said, hey.
Yeah, me too,
like
Slim.
Translations on the Instagram. She's like, thank you, because she doesn't know a lot of English, so we did the translation.
That's the best part. She pretends not to know English, so she doesn't have to talk to him.
If you don't want to go out and do anything, I'm not going to continue to talk to you. And
Selena comes up and is like, hey, how you doing? She's like, no speaky English.
She's another one that saw me from last November. Didn't give me a time of day, but now she does. I was doing the
no comprende,
side
no
abs,
speaking English.
Like when you go like this and you go to the sides on your abs, and this other female, god damn, it was like a smorgasbord full of ass today.
No comprende, no speaking English.
Hey, how you doing? My name's Selena.
And she's looking back and forth a couple
no
times. No
comprende, no speaking
English. Didn't say anything to her yet because I've only seen her maybe twice. So I'll see how she reacts maybe the next time I see her, and I'll go up and just say, hey, you're hitting the workout, keep it up. When you approach these attractive women at the gym, they know that they look good. They know the guy. They expect when guys come up to them.
Hey, I got an idea. Don't approach them at the gym. You ever think of that?
I'm gonna make it short and simple, and I'm going to base it on the reactions of what you give. You know, every woman at the gym that I've gotten their Instagram or information from, it wasn't the very first time we talked. It was probably the third or fourth. You know, because I like to see that they actually genuinely are interested in talking to me. So that's how I do it.
Yeah, see, how you're doing it is working out great.
Like a little bigger than what I normally go after, but she was put together good. And she was looking at me a couple times, bending over in front of me like usual, like they always tend to do.
Oh my God!
But that's the first time I've seen her. So if I see her another couple times and we look and make eye contact, maybe
I feel like we're going to see him on the news one day for like
and
stalking
say, hey,
or something.
You know, as I'm working out. Again, I do not stop to go walk over to a woman. I finish my workout, and if we happen to cross paths or I have to go in that area right by them, then I'll say something. So, I mean, that right there is why I enjoyed Crunch Fitness for what it was. I did. But if anybody knows Crunch Fitness, it's just an ass, titties, coochie smorgasbord up in
Oh,
there.
my God.
It's insane. If you are going to the gym, you strictly want to just look at hot women and not get any, go to Crunch Fitness.
No, you're the one not getting any.
I knew a couple women that worked at Crunch Fitness, got some on Instagram. Still talking to one now, but for the most part, they didn't. They were just there for
Anthony.
attention, so I stopped all that because I got a lot of looks.
You don't want to know, dude.
I find it a little more comfortable and easy to, if I'm going to get with a woman at the gym, it's going to be at a gym that's kind of smaller. You know, I mean, it's, how can I say it? I'm at the gym, first off to get my workout in. That's first and foremost, because without a good body, I'm not appealing and I'm not in health and I'm whatever. So it's about me first, but I'm not going to just ignore an attractive female if they're giving me signals, but
signals.
At Planet
I wonder what he
Fitness,
considers to be signals.
You have attractive females like at Crunch Fitness, but there's not as much, because the Crunch Fitness that I go to is one of the biggest in Atlanta. So everybody is there. It's just insane. So some of the ones when I was over there used to be at Planet Fitness. But I'm very picky with who I'm just going to put into my life, because most women I found
you're the pickiest guy ever.
Want your attention, and they don't really give you the time of day, whether they're at the gym or not. Most attractive women. So, I have my options, and I'm going to continue to keep my options open.
You have zero
I'm
options.
Focus on me first, but I ain't going to lie. Today at the gym was ridiculous. It was like, I went to a bocce grill afterwards because I go to the buffet at least once a week. It's like I had a buffet before I went to the actual buffet. There was.
I'm being serious. Does he have some sort of like disorder or something? I'm not trying to like be mean or anything, but if he does, I'll stop making fun of him. But I'm starting to. I don't know if he's just dumb or if he's got some kind of disorder.
Black ass on one side, Asian ass on another, Hispanic ass on another. Just insane. Indian, Peruvian, whatever. It was just bam. So I feel like at some point, I'm gonna get what I want. I already know it. Things are already in motion now, but like I said, just the women that I want to interact with are ones that do what I do, that are into fitness like myself. It's just what it is. So, and like I told y'all before, going to the gym and getting my body right has boosted my confidence up so much. Because
that's the last thing you need.
That I've approached
is a confidence boost
in passing, or have come up to me. That never would have happened when I first started, because a lot of y'all know what I used to look like. I was very skinny. I'm still skinny, but not like that. I was skinny. Like I said, being 6'4" and 166.
All right, I can't do this anymore. I can't believe I watched it for that long. I'll never get that 8 minutes back in my life. Holy shit. I really don't even know what to say. I do have someone in the back room here, someone that we haven't talked to in a while. Go from one stooge to another. How you doing, sir?
How's it going, Pete? It's been a while.
Yeah, been a while.
Well, just partying after that national championship victory and a Super Bowl win for my Eagles, so I can't complain.
Oh, so you're an Eagles fan as well as an Ohio State fan?
Yes, sir.
How did that happen? Aren't you from Ohio?
One of my dad's cousins are in Philly.
One of my dad's cousins?
Mm-hmm.
But guess
An
who's
extensive family.
But guess who's not in Philly? You. You know there's 2 teams in Ohio.
Yeah, I know the Browns and Bengals, but I'll just say this, Pete. Brian Dawkins was one of my favorite players growing up, all time.
That's the Tater Man.
Now, I was gonna say this to you, Pete. How does it feel that Ohio State is now a 9-time national champion, and Clemson has once again proven my point that they cannot compete at a big time level when there's big time points on the line for a national championship opportunity, and they blow it against Texas.
Yeah. Well, everybody except for Ohio State blew it in the playoffs. You know that, right?
We went through Oregon, Tennessee, Texas, and now Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
And we won the national championship.
Yes, you did.
I'm damn proud of it.
It's almost like I picked them to win the national championship before the season even started.
You didn't actually pick Ohio State.
Yes, I did.
He actually did.
Yeah, I did.
Thank you, Slim. It's been a minute.
Why is he yelling?
Yeah, well, too bad it wasn't longer.
Well, I was going to say I will be live streaming Saturday night and Sunday night on a new segment I'm going to be holding called The Dark Hours with Kate and the Man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'll set my alarm to avoid YouTube Sunday.
Do you have any special
I'll
guests?
be doing it. No, it's just an open invitation. Anybody can come and watch the videos and watch my live stream that night. And then I will be talking a lot of college football and my thoughts on the off season. But
You're gonna
I
be-
might as well share a couple points. Well, I'm talking this loud because I'm on Bluetooth, for one, in my car. And 2, it's because I'm on the road right now and I'm on Bluetooth. So, like I said that. And for PigskinPeete,
Talk a little
I'll
quieter.
just tell you what. I'll tell you what, Pete. You know what I enjoyed the most this college football playoffs, this college football season?
I wouldn't even begin to guess. No, I have no idea.
Well,
Well, you missed half of it watching soccer, so
Yeah.
Well, I just had to turn on the TV back to college football, and I was watching Clemson get embarrassed by Texas, by Arch Manning, and I was laughing my socks off, and I literally sneezed out my own drink while I was watching Texas embarrass Clemson.
Yeah, but actually Arch Manning didn't
That
play,
was
so
hilarious.
I don't know what game you were watching. Arch Manning wasn't the
could you
quarterback.
really call it an embarrassment? I mean, it was a 7-point game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I was just happy that Clemson lost, and they just literally could not pull it up against Texas. They could not get the job done against Texas.
Yeah, they lost.
But on the other hand, Ohio State got the job done against Texas.
All right, I think his time might be up.
No, hold on,
Hey,
Pete.
hey,
Hold on.
Caden, you realize you picked Miami to win the conference and make it to the playoffs, and you were wrong on both counts.
Listen, Slim, I may have been wrong, but here's one thing I will never be wrong on.
Okay.
Actually, 2 things. Number 1, Miami is a better team than Clemson. And actually, I have Miami picked again this season to win the ACC. And there's one team that Clemson could lose again to if they played them in the playoffs.
Who's that?
West Virginia.
Oh, my
What?
God.
Oh.
Uh-huh. If you all didn't hear the news, or if you're just stupid like PigskinPeete, Coach Rich Rodriguez is back at WVU.
Yeah.
So you best believe WVU will be back on the top of the...
Yeah, because
And I'll just note here, Pete.
Well,
Remind-
wait a minute.
You know, the-
Don't you actually hang on, Caden? You said West Virginia would be back on top of the mountain. Don't you actually have to reach the top of the mountain to be back on top of it?
Yeah.
They've never reached the top of the mountain.
I'm saying, now let me just clarify my point, Slim, so you're just clear. I'm saying that since Coach Rodriguez is back at WVU, you know West Virginia's going to get a lot of good guys back on their roster and a lot more. And once they really start kicking off the season this year really well by winning a lot of games, and then possibly making it into the playoffs, which I'm guaranteed 96% that they will make it to the playoffs.
I'll take that bet.
96% chance. So, I mean, what odds are you giving here? I might take some of that action.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'd say Clemson's got like a 72% chance of making it to the playoffs again.
West Virginia.
West Virginia, I already said 96% chance of making it to the playoffs.
Yeah, you don't really believe that.
You're saying West Virginia.
I'll take that bet.
Yeah, he won't.
Let me make this clear. You're saying, Kane, that West Virginia will make it to the ACC conference play?
No, he's saying to the playoffs.
He's saying they're going to make the playoffs. So essentially, they're going to win the Big 12.
Okay.
Win the Big 12 and then go on to the playoffs. And Miami this year will win the ACC, upset Clemson once again, and we'll see them in the playoffs. And I'd rather honestly see Miami or West Virginia or Georgia in the playoffs than fucking Clemson and Alabama. They're just fucking embarrassments.
Well, you don't want to play Clemson in the playoffs. You're right, because you got a losing record to them. So.
Hey, I'll say this though. Even though
$100 that West Virginia makes it into the 12.
He's not going to put a single. He's not going to put a single penny on it.
Because I'm that confident.
You're that confident you're not going to put a single penny on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That confident.
You know what you would be? You'd be I mean, maybe you already are, but you'd be a great WWE fan.
Well, Scott, I'd rather you shut your mouth and shut the hell up because the big man's in the house. Excuse me for 1 minute.
Oh, he's definitely he's definitely a wrestling fan. There's no doubt about it.
You might be a big man. You might be going through the Hardee's drive-thru right now, for all I know.
Now, let me just say this, Scott. Georgia cannot get the job done against Notre Dame because literally, you guys had a season crasher. And I say this because y'all lost to Ole Miss, Alabama, and then you struggled through the playoffs, beat Texas a couple of times. Oh, all right, give you credit for that. And then you lose it to Notre Dame.
Caden, who's your favorite wrestler? I know you got one.
Yeah.
Let me see. That one's a tough question, Pete. I'd have to say, personally wise, I'd say Kane.
I don't even know who that is.
He's the mayor of Knox County now.
What?
Undertaker's brother, one half of the greatest tag team of all time, the Brothers of Destruction.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. I mean, I know who the Undertaker is, kind of, but
I thought the Undertaker's retired.
He is.
He has retired.
Yeah, isn't he like 60?
I mean, he retired several years ago.
Yeah.
But I will just honestly say this, Slim, just between you and I, because clearly Pete and Scotty here can't really understand the fact that both of you and I both want one thing, and that's OSU versus Miami in the playoffs.
I don't think it's just between you and I, because this is live streamed on the internet.
Yeah, we're here too.
Listen, you know what? I'm very proud of my Georgia Bulldogs, especially their performance in the Super Bowl. With all the defensive players of the Eagles, Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Seen, etc. And they showed up. The defense showed up and had a big part in winning that game too. So the Georgia Bulldogs carry on, whether you think so or not, and they will carry on for the next year.
All right, I got an idea here to move the show along. Caden, I'm gonna have to say goodbye to you, but thank you for checking in.
Oh, and just a little heads up and a reminder.
Yeah.
On one thing, honestly.
Yeah, one thing is all you're getting.
Between you and I and every Clemson fan that's literally in this whole fucking country, you know what I think of you?
I don't care.
You're the biggest piece of purple and orange of shit I've ever seen placed on God's green earth. And honestly, Clemson's uniforms are just as shitty as their fight song.
Okay.
And I'm saying that honestly.
All right. Have a good day, buddy.
Good God. Is he on the spectrum? I'm just wondering.
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
He's on a spectrum.
something.
He's-
Now, from one delusional fan to another. What's up, Octavian? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, Jesus. God.
Oh, Jesus. Yes. How y'all doing, guys?
How you doing, buddy? How you
you owe me
doing?
$100, Octavian.
Georgia sucks, man. Scott Curry, man.
You can say Georgia sucks, but you still owe me $100.
Hey, as long as he owes you, Scott, you're never broke.
That's right.
You know,
That's exactly right.
it's a full moon out today, I think.
It must be.
Who was that guy? Who was that guy?
Caden the man.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Carson Beck gonna do good in Miami Slim Shady Kansas? I reckon he's not. Y'all reckon going back to being 6-6.
I mean, he was good enough to beat Florida with a worse Georgia team than Miami, so I don't think he's going to have much problems with
Stop it.
Florida again.
And and I have a question for all y'all YouTubers. Why in the fuck is everybody talking about South Carolina? They're not good. South Carolina has not been good since Lou Holtz.
They're better than Florida. What are you talking about? They won 11 games 3 years in a row with Steve Spurrier, and I'm nuts.
They sorry as hell, sir.
What were they, 8-3 this year? Is that right? Or 8-4?
They were not. They were 9-3, and then they lost.
9-3.
Then they lost their bowl game, so they were 9-4.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got their ass whooped.
They lost to Illinois.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Shane Beamer thought he was going to fight Brett Bielema.
Yeah, did Georgia lose that? Did Georgia lose the Sugar Bowl to Notre Dame? They got their ass whooped.
Georgia lost the Super Bowl, you said?
No, we didn't lose. We lost the Sugar Bowl. We won the SEC championship.
Oh, Sugar Bowl. I thought he said Super Bowl.
You that the Georgia Bulldogs are the Philadelphia Eagles of this day and age, as far as defensively, because they got all the great players from 21 and 22 playing on that team now.
I want to give a shit. If Georgia played the military. Y'all sorry.
Octavian, we beat your ass every single year, and you still owe me $100 damn. What the hell? I mean, you just keep you can talk the talk, but you don't walk the walk, brother.
At least we beat Tennessee's asses everywhere. When we gonna beat y'all asses this year?
Y'all lost to Tennessee and Georgia this year.
Yeah.
That's right. You're lucky. You're lucky that your coach won a few games at the end of the season to keep his damn job.
Sir, respectfully.
I mean, listen. I have nothing against Billy Napier. I think he's a pretty decent coach. I know he's a decent man, but as far as you guys have to start all over again. Florida used to be a dynasty, but they're not anymore.
This guy.
Hey, Octavian, Dabo Swinney fired Billy Napier.
We know that.
Yeah.
I know that.
You know why he fired him?
Yeah, he couldn't call offensive plays.
Because he wasn't no good.
Well, I mean, he was good when he was at Louisiana, but
Yeah. Okay.
guess where he got the name Sunbelt Billy.
Yeah. Where? Who's Florida's offensive coordinator now?
Billy Napier.
Isn't that Gus Malzahn or something? No.
Sunbelt Billy.
No, he's Florida State.
Yeah, it's Florida State.
Offensive coordinator.
Is it still Billy? Is he still calling the plays in Florida?
Yeah, it's still Billy.
Okay.
No, it's Steve Spurrier Jr., sir.
Steve who?
Steve Spurrier Jr.
I didn't know that. Steve Spurrier Jr.
So Spurrier sitting at home on his couch, drinking his beer and calling in the offensive plays. Is that what you're saying? He's running and gunning.
We ought to be Georgia about at least. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what? You're in debt to me $100, but if you want to bet another $100 for the upcoming season, I'm willing to take that bet, Octavian. Although I know that you're a Minch that you won't pay your debt.
Scott, why are you going to make another $100 bet if you didn't even get paid for the last time?
Well, Scott,
because like Pete said, then I'll have someone, or like Slim said, I'll have someone like Octavian owes me money.
well, Scott has nothing to lose. So if he loses the bet, he just doesn't have to pay Octavian because he already owes him $100.
That's exactly right, because he already owes me $100. So you want to make a $100 bet?
Florida's going to beat Georgia this year. We
Well, you want to make a bet, Octavian? Come on. Yes or no?
I will be impressed if Florida wins 8. I mean, Florida has one of the toughest schedules in the country coming up this year.
We're going to make the playoffs. We're not going to go undefeated.
I don't know about that.
I'm asking again. You want to make a $100 bet on Georgia, Florida for the 2025 season?
Yes, sir. Let's do it. I'll put it on.
Let's do it. Okay. All right, $100. Everyone's my witness here. Slim, you're my witness. Vic, you're my witness. Pete, you're my witness.
I think you got as much chance of getting a payout on this bet as you did the last one.
Exactly.
Let's do it. I'm confident in my Gators.
You need to give me your PayPal account there, Slim, or
Hey,
whatever the hell you have.
Octavian, you were confident about Florida beating Miami this past year. What happened?
Miami's sorry, man. Listen here, we're gonna beat y'all by 30 points this year. We actually gonna run y'all 30 fans out the stadium.
You said that last year.
Yeah, listen, with Carson Beck on their team now, and if they got some offensive weapons there, Miami's going to be hard to handle.
They don't have.
I don't think it's a hot take to say that Miami has a better wide receiver core and O-line than Georgia.
Yeah.
Possibly. Absolutely. Because we're depleted in that area.
I won't object to that, yeah.
Well,
Georgia won't score more than 28 points a game.
So what? If it's 28 points to win the game, that's 28 points.
yeah, if it's 28-14, that's a win.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'll take that all day long.
Yeah. Good luck against the Gators, buddy. Good luck against the Gators, both of y'all.
Actually, wouldn't 28 points...
We don't need luck against the Gators.
Yeah,
we just whip your ass.
Wouldn't 28 points for Georgia, an average per game, be an upgrade from last season?
I don't know.
How many? What was their average last year?
We were was it the 30s, Vic, or was it lower than that?
I hope so. But
I think this past year we were, Carson rang up some points.
maybe about 31, 30.
Oh, and Octavian's gone. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me look it up.
Octavian comes for a good time, not a long time.
He didn't get to stay. I wanted to ask him if he likes to stare at sexy women at the gym.
Oh, good God. Dude, that was just sad.
That was creepy. Creepy as hell.
Oh, my God.
Creepy as hell.
He's on
you don't put that on YouTube and say shit like that.
Oh, that's not even
unless you want to be known to be a pervert.
I mean,
listen, that's far from the worst thing Slade has ever put on the internet.
Dude.
Yeah, that's the tip of the iceberg. Yeah.
Let me see here. I'm not gonna play any more Slita videos, so people don't worry. I'm not gonna subject you to that again. I'll lose half my listeners.
Well, I mean, do you remember when he had like that condom video? He did like a condom review.
Oh yeah, condom review.
Yeah, I think he took that one down though. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was the same condom he's had in his wallet since 1998. But so this is just in the past.
It's got the indentation in the wallet. It's been.
Yeah, so do you want to bring Jared on or?
So here's just the past 5 days. That one I just played you. Then there's another one called Dating and Friendship Advice. Don't reach out to people, men friends, whatever that means. And then one 4 days ago that says why I don't approach women anymore unless they show me something. So that's three videos just in the past 5 days.
Yeah. We got Jarrett wants to come on.
Thanks, Vic.
So I know you'll probably talk about it Monday, and apologies, but what did y'all think of the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, it was kind of crap. But yeah, I mean, the game was not a good game.
Wasn't a good game. Wasn't a good halftime show. Wasn't good commercials.
Yeah, what did you think of the halftime show, Scott?
The commercials suck.
You know, I'm not a hip. I mean, I like hip hop music.
Yeah, they're not like.
And when he did that song, what's it called? Not One of Us.
They're not like us.
Not like us, yeah.
Which is a Drake diss that Drake is a pedophile, and he looked right at the camera when he said it. Didn't like that he stood on top of $100,000 car jumping on it. You know, I don't know.
Now,
you know what? Bring back rock and damn roll to the damn halftime show.
Yeah.
Bring country music, for God's sake.
See, here's the thing about the halftime show. I don't care. Like, there's been halftime shows I didn't like before. I like Kendrick Lamar. Now, I don't know, like, all of his music. I don't listen to him all the time, but I like some of his old stuff. But I don't really know if that is, like, the best platform for his type of music. You know what I mean?
It wasn't. Because, look, you know, Kendrick Lamar, his audience is probably 12 to 24-year-olds, okay? Maybe 12 to 34. But so, yeah, if they were looking for a younger audience for the halftime show, okay. But I'm thinking most NFL fans are Gen X, millennials, and baby boomers. Some Gen Z, maybe.
Okay, boomer.
Would have been happy if it was Lil Wayne over Kendrick Lamar.
Well, it would have made more sense since it was in Louisiana, yeah.
I would much rather heard Lil Wayne, honest to God. Yeah.
I would much rather them have Metallica do the halftime show, but that's
that would be great.
You'd much rather have who? I'm sorry, Slim?
Metallica.
Oh, Metallica, yeah. Yeah, a rock and roll show, for God's sakes. Or, you know, okay, look at the music that was being played, not only on the commercials, but, you know, around the field. You know, Rocket had playing Take Me Home Country Roads for a moment to play. And I was like, okay, so they're playing all this music from the 60s and 70s, but they're going to bring up Kendrick Lamar for the halftime show. It just makes no sense to me. I think you ought to have a mainstream type of band or artist or whatever.
See, what they've been doing in the past recent years is they're trying to find somebody who's hot now instead of doing the throwback thing like Metallica or somebody like that. But I asked this question when I was live streaming the Super Bowl. Who is like the hot like rock and roll band now? Is there one?
I'm not sure that there is.
There isn't. I mean, you know, we could say, well, Greta Van Fleet, but Greta Van Fleet is nothing but an impersonation of Led Zeppelin, and just
don't let Sea-Dog hear you say that.
Don't hear what? Who?
Don't let Sea-Dog hear you say that.
See, now
that's true.
I kind of disagree with you there, Scott. I mean, yeah, the lead singer does sound like what's his face?
Sounds exactly like Robert Plant.
Yeah, Robert Plant. But their music doesn't sound like that, though.
They're pretty close.
It's just
They're
his
pretty
voice.
Close to Led Zepp.
Yeah.
Okay. But for all practical purposes, there isn't a real hot rock band out there. You know, other than the classic rock bands that still sell out when they go and tour. I mean, if Tom Petty were still alive, he'd still be the hottest damn thing out there. But there just isn't anything like that anymore.
Well, what has happened to rock music then?
My feeling is, okay, now this sounds, you know, I know I'm old school here, and this just comes from the old DJ in me. I'd love to see Donald Fagen from Steely Dan. I'd love to see Michael McDonald.
Steely Dan?
Donald Fagen.
Yes.
I'd love to see Michael McDonald. I'd love to see Boz Scaggs, and possibly Kenny Loggins. Okay,
Kenny Loggins,
and put on somebody new. Put Thundercat in there.
Is Kenny Loggins still alive?
Huh?
Is he still alive, Kenny Loggins?
Oh yeah, and Michael is too, and so is Donald Fagen. You know,
damn, is he on a ventilator?
And so is Boz Scaggs. That would be a hell of a show.
Steely Dan.
But David Draymond would disturb up there.
Are you
Scott Baxter is still around, and he can play the shit out of a guitar. So, I mean, I think that would be a hell of a show. They have their own name. I forget the name they call it because they've been out on tour like that before.
Okay.
How about like Elton John?
Well, has Elton John ever played for the Super Bowl? I don't think he has.
That's a good question. I don't think so.
Retired. Oh, he's retired for doing any live shows.
Oh, he is?
So Elton John, get it right.
I thought he did a show in Vegas like a couple of months ago.
Well, Sir Elton is. I mean, look, he's a fat guy, and you know he's up there. I think it'd be a great show because I know he'd have a hell of a band behind him. But who knows?
Yeah, well, he doesn't have to run around like Kendrick Lamar did. All he has to do is sit behind a piano for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
Prince was good.
Well, in his heyday, and I saw Elton John in 1975, and in his heyday, man, he was a performer. I mean, he was out there just knocking a piano chair away and changing outfits about every 10 minutes. He was something else.
Well, I must admit, I'm not an Elton John fan.
I'm a huge Elton John fan of his early work. He's phenomenal. And for him to have the relationship with Bernie Taupin for this many years, and them doing it where Bernie does the songwriting and then Elton puts the lyrics together. Or Bernie puts the lyrics together and Elton puts the song together. That's amazing.
I'm surprised.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm surprised since country music is the #1 selling music in the country. I'm surprised they don't have any country artists on there.
Why not have a country show?
Yeah.
Why?
Beyonce, singing country,
Yeah, right.
No.
Yeah, no.
Hey, she won the Grammy for greatest country album. You watch your blasphemous mouth.
Grammy.
Put Chris Stapleton out there.
Yeah, there you go. Now we're talking.
Dude, Chris Stapleton could sing the phone book and make it sound good.
Yeah.
Damn, he sure could. And he would be a hell of a show.
You ever listen to the Steel Drivers? He's the lead singer. But that's the name of his band.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
good.
good.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's good.
It's kind of country black singer. What's his name? He sings that song. Oh my good Lord, whatever it's called.
Shabuzi?
Yeah, Shabuzi. Why didn't they get him up there? Like, what the fuck?
Was that the one like everybody in the bar getting tipsy or whatever that is?
Chris Stapleton. Who else? Morgan Wallen. Why not?
Hold on. The other guy you were just talking about, is he the one that sings everybody in the club getting tipsy or whatever it is?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. You're right.
Yes.
Is that really?
Yeah.
Is that really country music?
Not really. Not really.
Yeah.
None of it is real country music these days, to be honest.
No.
But Chris is hardcore country music.
Well, okay. You were talking about Elton John a few minutes ago. Alan Jackson's still alive. Get him. That's real country music.
Well, he's not guilty.
I'd love to see Alan Jackson. But that would be a great. But Alan is
Tracy
now,
Lawrence.
Well, then we go with, if we're going to go that far, Slim, let's get George Strait in there.
Yeah, fuck George Strait.
How about Garth Brooks? He's still performing.
Now Garth puts on a hell of a show.
Yeah, I saw him here in Charleston.
He puts on one hell of a show.
Yeah. And he's got what's his wife's name?
Oh God.
Faith.
Yeah.
He married? No, it's Jim McGraw that's married to Faith Hill.
Trisha
Yearwood.
Yeah, Trisha Yearwood.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, fucking Canadian.
That fucking Canadian. Drunk Canadian bitch.
Well, she's about
to sit around and drink Molson all day.
She's about to be an American soon, as soon as we buy Canada. So.
Well, I don't know. No, because she hates Donald Trump too. So fuck, she's
I'm sure.
Canada too. Poor thing.
Well, we're not.
Say Mexico.
We're not gonna buy Canada.
No, we're just taking over Canada.
We're just going to annex it.
We're buying Greenland. Is what we're doing.
Yeah, Greenland is what we're buying.
And we're buying the Gaza Strip, and we're going to make a huge Buckeyes out of it.
Denmark said that Greenland is not for sale. So
Gaza's going to be called Bagaza.
yeah, Trump.
Yeah, there's going to be a new Trump Taj Mahal in Gaza.
Oh my God.
Trump Tower. There's going to be dollar stores everywhere. Walmart, Supercenter.
And that's going to be Trump Plaza Gaza or Trump Gaza Plaza.
I think the Palestinians would just eat. They would think that the brisket from Bucky's is the bomb, not figuratively.
Well, that's because the brisket from Bucky's is the bomb.
It is brisket.
I thought he wanted to move Palestinians out of Gaza.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, there's nothing there. There's nothing to come back to.
Gonna move.
There isn't.
I mean,
Did y'all see? Go ahead.
Put some Walgreens in there. Put some Dollar General stores, Walmart. Put a Home Depot in there.
yeah.
Y'all see the
So it might be
hundreds of millions of dollars that was exposed by Trump and Elon?
Yeah, the you said thing.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know why people are mad about that.
I wasn't mad either. I was happy they found stuff like that because
That should be done. It doesn't matter who's in office. It should be done every year. The government should be audited on how they're spending our money. I don't know why that's a controversial thing, but
It's
Wait a minute. You telling me they shouldn't be sending $50 million to Guatemala for sex change operations? Come on now.
No.
We shouldn't be sending 50 million condoms to wherever to Tanzania.
it was Mozambique.
No, it was to the Hamas. They were sending them to Hamas.
Yeah.
hundreds of billions of dollars, hundreds of billions to
Money
Ukraine.
to a transgender clinic in India. Yeah. And stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Well, I mean,
Something like $12 million to fight disinformation in Kazakhstan.
You know what all that was? That was just slush money.
Yeah, that's fucking money laundering to the highest degree is what that is.
And money for DEI programs and
But when the mob launders money, they get mad about it.
They don't exist. Well, I don't think they exist anymore. And if they do, they're probably under surveillance.
Of course, the mob still exists.
But
I mean, to be fair, the corruption and the wasteful spending is not just relegated to the Democrats. I mean, the Republicans have been doing it for years too. It's
on both sides of the party, no doubt about it. But it's really horrible.
Yeah, that's why it's not called, like, I know some people have trouble understanding this. That's why it's not called Democrat or Republican mismanagement. It's called government mismanagement.
Right.
But we're a bloated government, have been for years, for decades, actually.
yeah, I think the files on JFK, I think we're going to find out soon that Lyndon B. Johnson and the CIA and FBI had him killed.
Well, they're saying now, I just heard it. I haven't heard it, but I heard someone come out and said, you're going to find out that there were two shooters.
Yeah, somebody said that.
It was.
That will blow up everything.
I got a prediction. We're not going to find out anything. That's my prediction.
Okay, that's going to be.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, can we just, like, they were supposed to release the Epstein files fucking a year ago. They still ain't done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody's getting arrested for the Epstein thing. Nobody's, getting in trouble for the JFK
Well,
thing.
everyone's dead from the JFK assassination.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Well, and that's why it's okay to let that shit out now, because they're all fucking dead, so it don't matter.
Right. And for all practical purposes, my bet is that the mob has something to do with it, not the CIA or LBJ. It was the mob.
Well, no, I don't think it was either one of them. To my mind, especially if you look at all the shit he was into, it was probably more J. Edgar Hoover. Because that man in essence ran Washington. He had dirt on everybody.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But what was the Chicago mobster that helped JFK get over the line? He gave him West Virginia in the election, and then RFK was Attorney General and went right after the mob right after that, and the mob was pissed off.
I heard that JFK was medicated, and I've heard stuff on audio of his voice saying, "Did he give me the good stuff yet?"
Well, he had such horrible back pain from the crash of PT 109.
What's PT 109?
The ship that JFK was in command of during World War II,
which was run over by a Japanese ship. They found themselves on an island for several days and finally were rescued because JFK sent out on a damn coconut, wrote a SOS on the coconut.
What? He did?
Yes, he did.
A coconut?
He carved an SOS message into a coconut, and the Inuits actually took their big-ass canoes out to sea until they came across an American ship and delivered it.
No.
Because the coconut's actually been saved. It's sitting, I think it's still sitting on the president's desk in the White House, encased in acrylic or something.
Okay, so do you mean the Island Boys?
The original Island Boys?
Hey, the Island Boys saved JFK.
That's right. That's it.
Well, and don't forget, Scott, the Kennedys had been in with the mob since Prohibition days. That's how they made their money.
Yeah, you're right. Joe Kennedy was in there, but Joe was the one that actually went to the mob and said, "Hey, we need help in West Virginia. Can you help us?" And I forgot the Chicago mob guy. What it was a big guy in Chicago that said, "Yeah," and he did his promise. But then, right after that, right when Kennedy was elected, RFK went right after the damn mob. And supposedly, JFK was screwing the same girl that the mobster was screwing.
Oh, of course he was.
Still think he didn't want to give aid to Vietnam, and he was pulling troops out. And then they saw that was happening.
What are you talking about? Kennedy's the one that got us into Vietnam.
Yeah.
No, Kennedy was pulling troops back out. He was getting.
No, he wasn't. He's the one that got us there. Kennedy's the one that originally went into Vietnam.
That's right.
I know JFK's originally the one, but it wasn't a war until he got killed, and then it happened. But
it was never officially a war. It was officially a policing action.
Yeah, it was not a war until the Gulf
1955
incident. Yeah, it was not a war until the Gulf of Tonkin incident.
And actually, you can really, in essence, you can blame France for that because Vietnam was a French territory.
Right. And the French were in there till, 1959, 1960? Till they pulled
out. Right in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Blame the French.
Yeah.
Sam Giancana was the mobster. Yeah, he was the one that the damn CIA went to and asked him to kill Fidel Castro.
Damn.
Well, yeah, because all the mobsters were in Cuba where they gambled and shit like that. And they got kicked out by Fidel Castro.
Yeah, so that's why they had a beef against Fidel Castro because of that.
Well, don't forget, it was the U.S. government that helped Castro take Cuba.
That's true.
We did.
The U.S. government, the U.S. government backed Castro in the revolution.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
And Che Guevara.
And then the biggest embarrassment to Kennedy was the Bay of Pigs.
So why did we back Castro?
Because they figured they can control Castro more than the fuck that was running it.
Right.
Yeah, because Cuba was so corrupt.
Let me ask you a question, Scott. Why do you think the Bay of Pigs was an embarrassment to JFK?
Couldn't control him. Yeah.
Well, it didn't. They got their ass whipped by Fidel.
Yeah. Well, he kept us out of a war.
Bay of Pigs. It wasn't our war though. So.
Well, exactly.
But it was our troops on the beach that got their ass handed to them. So it was an embarrassment, and then it had to come out full bore about it. So that's what embarrassed him. And but you know what? I got to give JFK. He took responsibility for it. He came right out and said, "This is my doing."
Yeah, but I don't think he wanted to go into Cuba.
He didn't.
Right. That's why we sent the Cuban instead. Yeah.
But the whole damn thing. Now I remember as a kid that my parents were scared to death that it was about to be the end of the damn world.
Oh yeah,
because of the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yeah, because of Russia.
Yeah, because Khrushchev was bringing Russian missiles right into Cuba that were, right there that could, hit Miami or anywhere in the United States, and I got to say that JFK handled that pretty coolly. He handled it as well as he could.
Yes.
Well, people don't know why there was. Most people don't know why there was a Cuban Missile Crisis. It's because there was corrupt politicians in the government wanting to keep missiles in Turkey, and JFK said, "I'll remove these missiles in Turkey as long as you remove your missiles in Cuba."
Well, it's kind of like what's going on now. Like people just want to say, "Oh, Russia bad." Well, no, it's not always entirely the case. I mean, you keep poking a bear with a fucking stick, eventually he's going to turn around and swat your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love those tariffs. They're working pretty good, aren't they?
Well,
they're not even in effect yet.
Well, they were paused for a month because Mexico and Canada agreed to help out with the border.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. So the art of the deal with him. He's smart. He knows how to work without using the force. He just uses money to throw out.
We still got the tariffs with China, though. But
yeah, well, that serves them right because they've been giving us a gyrated price from income. Like
everything made in the U.S. that goes to China's tariff, so that is kind of only right.
Yeah.
He only charged them 25% because he knows that he tariffed them enough last time in his term, so he's only going to do it slightly as much. So where it was 100 or 50, he just 25%.
It's 10% to China.
It was 10%. It was 25. Canada and Mexico.
Yeah. So 38 Paul's on 25% to Mexico and Canada right now.
Yeah. Which, of course, the ones to Mexico and Canada are not currently in effect.
They're not currently in effect, and I doubt that they ever will be. I think they'll reach some kind of agreement before it happens.
Oh yeah, well, Canada's already backing down.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Trump. He's great at the art of the deal. That's what he's great at. He knows to use a bargaining chip and say, "Hey, this is what's going to happen," or we can come to some term.
Yep.
He did make a good deal with Japan too.
I mean, that's I don't think there's anyone better than him in making deals.
The deal he made with Japan is a direct slap in the face to China.
Yeah, we're getting $1 trillion investment.
Yeah, but he got a $1 trillion investment from Japan too.
Yeah.
Damn.
They're talking about making Subarus here.
Well, we all make Subarus.
No. I'm sorry. Isuzu, not Isuzu, not Subaru.
Well, there's a Nissan plant in Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah.
There's a Toyota plant in Blue Springs, Mississippi.
I think there's a Toyota plant in Alabama somewhere too, or maybe no, it's Kia. Kia's in
Probably.
Yeah.
Like most of the vehicles sold here are assembled here.
Now, Lou, I caught you in a lie, buddy. I got to call you out on this. I know what you're trying to do here, but you just lied. He says, I like cheap socks. I'm against tariffs. You don't wear cheap socks. You're like me. You don't.
Mr.
Look,
Sock of the Month.
He does not go. He does not buy his socks from Walmart.
He doesn't.
He's not buying white tube socks. And neither am I.
I've gotten random pictures of some of his sock collections. So, that's
Lou and I had a battle of how many different colored socks we had, and I think I won that. I still am the reigning champion of that.
I don't know. He's got that sock of the month club where he gets sent multiple pairs per month or something like that.
I got the funkiest socks. I mean, I laid them out on the bed one time and sent it to him. He went, "Oh."
I've got socks on right now with the Statue of Liberty on them. America.
I'm gonna get some thin blue line socks just to fuck with Pete.
Oh my God. Thin blue line socks.
I'm gonna send you a pair too, buddy.
Yeah, actually, you're probably right, Lou. These Statue of Liberty socks probably are made in China. I didn't look, but
probably.
The thing is,
probably.
If you buy these
Indonesia
socks,
Or India.
if you buy these funky socks and they're hard to get on because they're damn small, they're made in China.
They might be in India or Indonesia or Vietnam or something. But
I think most of my hats are made in Vietnam.
Vietnam.
I'd like a Vietnam hat. I'd like have a Vietnam hat.
a V.
Yeah, I mean that's something actually me and Lou agree on. Like, because my uncle's bad about this shit. Because he talks about when everything used to be made in America. Yes, after fucking World War II, when the rest of the world's manufacturing capability was nil. So I mean, unless you're pro a third world war, I don't think that's going to happen there, Budro.
No.
Well, you know what we used to scream about? Everything being made in Japan.
Yeah.
That was the thing, and now Japan's not even close.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you talking about, Doc? All the best stuff is made in Japan.
Yeah, exactly.
Nowadays, yes, absolutely. All the technology is made in Japan. Cars, etc.
Yeah. What do you think about Jalen Hurts getting his first Super Bowl win?
I don't think about it.
I mean,
Yeah.
What?
I'm watching. It's funny to watch Gump fans and Sooner fans argue over who's claiming a natty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, Hurts played. He's a great quarterback. He played great this year, but he had an unbelievable team around him, especially defensively. And of course, he had Saquon Barkley too, which helps.
Yeah, this was the first time that he's actually won a championship. So.
He was spot on the passing in that Super Bowl. He
had to be, because I got to give the Chiefs defense that much credit. Like they kept Saquon in check all day.
Vic, why don't you give Jalen Hurts any credit for the Alabama national championship?
No, because that was Tua.
No, Tua played one half. Jalen Hurts played the entire season and also the first half of the national championship game.
That he got benched at halftime.
Yeah,
He got benched. I think he got benched in the third quarter, and then Tua came in and played.
So you give credit to a guy.
National championship game, but to Pete's point, he played the whole season.
Yeah,
Right, but he didn't win the game though.
No, good God.
I mean, so you want to give credit to the guy that played one half and that played 95% less than Jalen Hurts did that entire season?
It's 99.9% less.
Yeah.
Well, Jalen Hurts beat Georgia in the SEC championship too.
Right.
With
Well,
his legs, he beat the shit out of us.
that this is the first time that he actually won a championship game, either college or pro. So yeah.
No, it's not. That's what I'm telling you. You're using semantics here, and I don't like it.
I'm always up for semantics.
Oh, anyway, there'll be.
How's the trip to Vegas?
Oh, it was awesome. I've just now recovered from it. Barely.
Just now recovered from it.
Yeah.
Apparently, he hasn't been watching the Pigskin Peete show like he should be.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he would know the answer to that question.
I watched some of it. I didn't watch all of it. Why aren't you and Lou doing the college show? I haven't seen neither one of y'all do a college show yet.
Call-in show?
Yeah, call-in show.
We just did the Lunch Money show on Monday.
Well, the Lunch Money show, but he didn't do his call-in show yesterday.
I don't know.
Last night.
Well, he doesn't do them every single time all off season.
Yeah.
You'll have to ask Lou why he didn't do a call-in show. I have no idea.
Is Uncle Lou still in the chat? Why didn't you do your call-in show? This individual is disappointed.
Not disappointed.
He demands a refund.
Y'all act like I'm disappointed. I just want to know why.
Oh, I don't know.
You seem very disappointed.
No, I'm not. I like talking to Uncle Lou.
He says he didn't do it. He didn't do it because he wanted to piss you off.
Okay.
Hey, that's a valid reason. I do stuff just to piss people off. But I notice Uncle Lou's keeping with the trend. He's not doing things to piss people off, so he should get credit for that.
Yeah, he should get credit for that.
A+.
He didn't do.
American teacher Mark Fogel released from Russian prison. I just saw that on my TV.
That's good.
Oh yeah, you just missed the call-in show. It's on his third channel.
Well, that's good. Who did we?
On his third channel?
Who did we trade to get him out?
Nobody.
Of prison?
Oh, we didn't trade another WNBA player?
That guy was locked up for the same reason Brittany Griner was. He had weed.
And did we exchange him for another arms dealer? Or
I don't think we exchanged anybody.
another Russian arms dealer? Yeah.
Yeah, Trump shows up and they just let people out of prison for nothing.
So the Russian arms dealer, what's his name? The Merchant of Death. He's based off of that movie, Lord of War.
That's a great movie.
That is a great movie.
Which one? What's that?
Lord of
Lord of
War.
War with Nicolas Cage and Jared Leto.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
He's loosely based off that character.
We were talking about Nicolas Cage last time, right?
Yeah.
Did we get a conversation about Cage? Yeah. The funniest
Yeah,
thing
because I brought up that Superman movie he almost did.
Yeah, the funniest thing I've ever seen in he had a conversation with David Letterman, and he was telling that he's got 2 albino cobras that he's got in his, I guess, his rec area and all that. And he likes to sit there in front, in his couch, have a drink, and watch them. And he said every time he goes down there, he said they come up and they start beating the hell out of the glass, like, I want to kill you.
Yeah, what is he doing? I mean, really?
I'm not sure that he's still doing that kind of crap because he started doing a bunch of like straight to DVD movies because he owed the IRS a bunch of money like Wesley Snipes.
Yes. Yeah, he's done a shitload of movies in the past couple of years.
All those Bavarian castles that he had to pay taxes on.
Any Francis Ford Coppola's cousin, or what is it that he's
Well, you want to talk about creepy? Fucking Nicolas Cage is such a big Elvis fan. That's why he married Lisa Marie back in the day.
What? And how old was she?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think they're very far apart in age. Well, I mean, other than the fact that she's dead, but.
Yeah, he did a great impersonation in a movie of Elvis. What was the name of that movie?
Yeah, apparently he's like some huge Elvis fan. Like he tried to buy Graceland.
No shit.
But I guess the next best thing was marrying Elvis's daughter, I guess.
Who's the bigger Elvis fan? Nicolas Cage or Mark Rogers?
Well, Mark Rogers didn't bang Elvis's daughter, so I got to give it to Nick Cage on that.
Oh.
To the best of my knowledge, Mark Rogers never banged Lisa Marie.
Yeah.
I was hoping that Mark Rogers came on the cruise and dressed up as Elvis for his costume.
Oh, God, yes.
Doesn't he have an Elvis channel?
If he doesn't, he might as well. I mean, he's got channels for everything else.
Yeah. Well, I know he has like a Bible study channel.
See, I didn't know that.
I think so.
He channeled Elvis in the David Lynch movie Wild at Heart. Yeah, he was kind of playing Elvis in that movie, which is a creepy David Lynch movie.
Yeah, Wet
He
Blanket.
also played the vampire movie.
Wet Blanket brings up a good point. He says, I would have married Lisa Marie too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she wasn't hard to look at.
Now, Lisa Marie, did they do a toxicology report on her? What did she die of, drugs or what? What did she die of?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's how Elvis died. He OD'd. So.
The king died on his throne.
Yeah.
That was a good movie. The Elvis movie. Have you guys seen that?
I have not.
Yeah, it's good. I thought it was good.
Is that the one on Netflix, Pete?
It's the one where Tom Hanks plays his manager.
Oh, yeah. And Austin Butler, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good movie. It is a very good movie.
I've seen promotion for it, but I haven't seen it. It was a long time before I actually sat down and watched Walk the Line.
That's not bad. That's not a bad movie.
I thought Joaquin Phoenix did great in Gladiator. That was a masterpiece.
Oh, Mrs. Pete loves that Walk the Line movie. I know that.
This new Gladiator movie was garbage, though.
I haven't seen it. I've heard some people say it's good. I've heard some people say it's bad.
It's not good.
It's nowhere near as good as the first one.
No, it's not. It's not as good as the first one, though.
First one.
Well, it's most sequels are not as good as the first one. I mean, that's just the nature of sequels.
Except for Godfather 2. With the exception of Godfather 2.
There are some exceptions. Like Empire Strikes Back is probably better than the first Star Wars.
Yeah.
Godfather falls into that. I mean, honestly, my favorite Back to the Future is the first and the third ones.
Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man 2.
Oh, you don't like when they go to when he goes to the future of what is it, 2015?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't mind it. I just like part of the reason I like the third one is I love westerns.
Yeah.
I think the second best movie, probably Marvel's movie, would be Spider-Man 2, Tobey Maguire.
I may have asked you this before, Slim. Have you seen American Primeval yet?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, okay.
It's on Netflix, and if you like westerns, you'll love this.
Yeah, it's like it involves the Indians, the settlers, and then the Mormons.
Yeah, it's more of a frontier movie than a western. You know, it's not a shoot 'em up western, but it's a damn good movie.
The greatest trilogy ever is a western. And everybody should know it because it's Clint Eastwood. It's the greatest trilogy ever.
Oh,
you know what it is,
Pete? Spaghetti westerns? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, a lot of people don't realize it's a trilogy.
That's probably why.
Full of dollars, a few dollars more, and the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Oh yeah,
that's a trilogy.
I didn't know that.
Yes, that's 1, 2, and 3.
Well,
it's all the unknown gunslinger.
The best western series ever done, I think, ever performed was Lonesome Dove.
No, Outlaw Jesse Wales.
That's another good movie.
That's a great movie.
Young Guns is a good sequel.
Outlaw Jesse Wales isn't really a western though, because it's not set out west.
Unforgiven is a great damn movie.
Oh yeah,
it was a good movie.
I mean, that's the one I'll set down the remote if it's on, because that is a terrific movie, especially with Gene Hackman. I mean, and Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Young Guns is another good one.
Yes.
I watched Young Guns the other day.
You did?
Yeah. It's on they put it on I think it's on the YouTube movies, the free with ads YouTube movies. I think it's on there.
Slim, have you seen Old Henry?
It sounds familiar. I might have. It's probably just been a while.
It's oh God, Tim oh hell, what's the guy's name? But it's all about supposedly that Billy the Kid escaped, and Tim Blake Nelson is playing an old Billy the Kid.
Oh, I've seen it.
And it's
that's actually based off of a common theory that Pat Garrett really didn't kill Billy the Kid because they never confirmed.
Right.
Yeah, isn't the theory that he faked his own death?
Yeah.
So it's and it has that feel to it, and God, Tim Blake Nelson was fantastic in that. Tracy Morgan's in it. Stephen Dorff's in it. I mean, it's got some great players in it.
Oh yeah.
I watched that. Speaking of Gene Hackman, a couple weeks ago, I watched that. I think it's technically a remake that they did of The Quick and the Dead with Russell Crowe and
Sharon Stone,
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah. Leonardo is just a kid in that movie.
Oh yeah, he's a youngster in that one.
Yeah.
Battle Angel says Tombstone. Yeah, that's. I mean.
Tombstone without a doubt.
That's iconic.
Yeah, the Doc Holliday character in that might be the greatest ever in the history of westerns.
It might, but and this is kind of a hot take to some people. I think Kevin Costner did a better portrayal of Wyatt Earp than Kurt Russell did.
I think it was more realistic with Kevin Costner than it was with Kurt Russell.
Like if you stick Val Kilmer and Wyatt Earp with Kevin Costner, to me that's just a better all-around movie. That would have been the ultimate movie.
Yeah.
Stick Val Kilmer in that one.
Yes,
I think
Doc Holliday. He wasn't bad, but compared to Val Kilmer, no. No, there's nobody who's going to come close to playing Doc Holliday like Val Kilmer did.
Yeah,
Clint Eastwood had a good movie. It came out a little bit later in his career. It's about a woman getting raped, and it's a corrupt town, and the sheriff's corrupt, and they use whips.
I'm not sure Clint Eastwood's ever had a bad movie.
I don't think so.
And Morgan Freeman's in it. I can't remember the name of it.
Pale Rider.
It's Unforgiven. We were talking about it a minute ago.
Yeah. Oh, Unforgiven. Yeah. Pale Rider's a good one, too. I mean, Clint's done a lot of great Westerns, no doubt.
Hang 'em High.
Hang 'em High, yeah. Wasn't that a spaghetti Western, too, Slim?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep, sure was.
Yeah.
And then the Dirty Harry movies are iconic as well.
Yeah.
Dirty
Harry movies, yeah.
Dirty Harry, the first one's my favorite always. I never really cared about the second one or third one. I think there's a fourth one too.
Well, the Zodiac Killer was still out there when they made Dirty Harry.
He was.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, they still technically, officially have never caught the Zodiac Killer.
So
they've found enough evidence to know who it was now.
They found out who it is, but he was already dead. So.
Yeah, he was already dead. You're right.
So there's a YouTube channel. This guy, he comes on, he interviews the son of the grandfather, and the guy that's getting interviewed is a cop or a former cop, and he said that I'm sure that my grandfather was the killer because he was a police officer, and the stuff that he did sounds like what the Zodiac Killer would do as a police officer. You know, like the flashlight to the face, stopping the car. You know,
that's every police officer does that.
Well, now what I've seen is this guy was a former teacher, and he got close with kids, and then got close with family, so he could diddle kids and all that.
You know, he's a police officer because it only makes sense how he was able to avoid detection, because only police officers have not a gun, but like the flashlight, all those routines. And then a lot of people believe that the department was corrupt, was crooked, and they all had dirt on each other. And I think he was able to live his life or live.
Well, I mean, if a cop just wants to get away with killing somebody, all they have to do is shoot him and playing a mixtape on him.
Right, exactly.
Well, it's a whole lot easier then than it was now because you got body cams.
Yeah, those body cameras seem to malfunction at the wrong times for some reason. It's really crazy how that happens.
Yeah, but you know what's even crazier is BLM officially wants cops to get rid of body cams.
Why?
Fuckers, because it's because they've proven a lot more cops innocent than they've proven guilty.
Yeah, well, I'd rather them have them.
I'm with you. I would too.
Yeah, let them have it. Yeah.
You see that one cop? I forget what city it was in, but this guy was planting drugs on people for years in their car, and he accidentally forgot to turn his body camera off, and
I saw that.
He filmed himself planting drugs in somebody's car, and he finally got caught. He was responsible for like 40 people in prison.
Did they get released?
Yeah, I hope so. I don't know.
I'm bad at watching these these police cams where they're killing somebody, and 9 times out of 10, the damn person won't give up. They've got a gun. You know, the police say, "Please put down the gun." Police beg them to put down the gun.
Oh, yes, people are crazy.
Put the gun, and they get their ass shot.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, suicide by cop, I guess. I mean, in most cases.
Well, and that's an actual thing. Like, it's not, I wouldn't call it common, but that is something that actually happened. Like, that happened, something like that happened here. Like, they had some guy hold up in they caught up with him in Walmart parking lot, and they tried talking him down for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he eventually, charged a cop with a knife, and, I mean, you ain't got no choice but to put him down at that point.
Right. And when the cops shoot, they're shooting for the mass, and they're going to kill you. I mean, they're going to put not one bullet in you, they're going to put several bullets in you.
Yeah, you want to know a cop doesn't give a fuck, and I'll watch his press conferences just for entertainment value.
Oh,
his Polk County Sheriff.
Grady Judd isn't his name, I think?
Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't give a shit. Why'd y'all shoot that guy 68 times? Well, he shot a police dog. He shot the dog's handler. He stole that cop's gun and then drew that gun on the SWAT team. I mean, what do you think's going to happen?
He was the one saying that he wouldn't prosecute anybody for home invasion shootings in Florida.
Hey, I'm all for it. If somebody's in your house, fucking kill them.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
Shooting some 68 times is just a waste of ammo.
It's a waste of ammo?
No, it ain't.
Well,
you realize that, and there's body cam footage of this. A guy hopped up on PCP, took 36 rounds in the body, and was still coming at the cop.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen them walk. I've seen them take bullets and keep walking.
Yeah, so no, shooting somebody 68 times is not always just a waste of ammo.
I mean, 68 times does seem a little bit excessive, but...
Well, sure. But once again, when you have footage of a guy with 36 bullets in him and he's still coming at you...
Well, the question is, how many bullets did it take before he was dropped? I mean, if he was on the ground and they're still shooting him, that's not any good.
Yeah, I don't know
how many bullets does it take to get to the center of it?
I don't know.
Well, see, I'm with you there, Pete, because I'm sure you know as well as I do that, if I shoot somebody that's down, I'm going to fucking jail.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's a crime. Or if you shoot somebody in the back. Like that cop in North Charleston did. Remember that?
Well, no, it's not a crime to shoot somebody in the back.
It is.
Someone's invading your home, and you shoot them in the back as they're trying to get out. You going to go to jail for that?
No, that's completely legal.
Well, if they're fleeing, you're not supposed to shoot them.
Depends on the state and the laws.
Now, I don't know how you...
This was probably about 10, 15 years ago, but a guy, and because of Texas laws, why he was able to get away with it. In Texas, they take castle doctrine to the point where the way their law is written, you can also use deadly force to protect your neighbor's property. This old man was on the phone with 911 dispatch and blew this motherfucker away with a shotgun in the back, and he walked scot-free because under Texas law he can do that.
Yeah, in Texas.
Gentlemen, I'm going to run. Y'all have a good day. Have a good rest of the week.
All right, see you later, Scott.
All right, Scott. But no, to your point, Pete, even cops, if say for the sake, even if somebody is running away with a gun in their hand, it's perfectly legal to shoot them in the back.
I don't know about that.
It is. You can look it up right now. Tennessee versus Garner went all the way to the federal Supreme Court.
Right. If he has a gun, yeah.
Yeah, if he has a gun. If he doesn't have a gun, you're fucked.
Yeah, like the guy in North Charleston, the cop in North Charleston. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
didn't that cop even playing his taser on the guy afterwards? I saw that video.
I don't know, but luckily there was somebody that saw this go on and filmed it on their phone. So
yeah, they were like off in the woods or something. It almost seemed like some kind of setup or something because it was just like a random guy in the woods because he's filming through some trees.
Yeah, he wasn't in the woods. There was a tree there though. Yeah. He
they just whatever it was.
He just saw what happened. He saw the cop pull the guy over, and then he saw the guy run, and he saw the cop chasing him, and he pulled out his phone and started recording it. And the guy wasn't armed, and the cop just shot him right in the back, like 3 times, killed him.
Yeah. Now, if they're armed, that's legal because what the Supreme Court decided is, an armed fleeing suspect represents a danger to the public.
In Tennessee versus Garner, 1985, the Supreme Court ruled the police cannot use deadly force to stop a fleeing suspect unless they have a probable cause to believe the suspect is a threat. That's the...
hence a gun.
Yeah, well...
Nice.
I think that would be challenged in court. Not that it wouldn't stand, but it would be, challenged.
Well, it stood. At least 35 years to this point, anyway.
I could see if they shot at you, maybe, but just having a gun in general. What if you're legally carrying it?
It all stemmed from what happened in that case was a guy was running away from the cops with a gun and
in his hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
He had previously shot at the cops, but he was also running into a residential neighborhood. So, they were afraid that he was going to come across somebody and, try and take a hostage or something.
Right.
What if it was a knife? Is that possible? Can that be?
Yeah, that's a deadly.
Knife is considered deadly force.
Yeah, that's a deadly weapon. Yeah. If you're wielding a knife, not if you just have one on your hip.
Right.
Same with a gun. Like you carry a gun, Slim. So let's say you ran from the cops but never pulled your gun out and they shot you in the back and then they found out you had a gun on you. And you're like, well, he had a gun.
No. You had a gun, yeah, they could.
No, they're screwed because I never pulled it.
Well, body cam malfunction is their word against yours. Well, you don't have a word anymore because you're dead.
Yeah. Well, also, I'm not going to go running from the fucking cops either.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a lesson I took to heart a long time ago. You're not going to win a fight with the cops in the street, but you can damn sure win a fight with the cops in the courtroom.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you can. George?
Well, I think a lot of that comes from people think cops aren't allowed to do certain things they are allowed to do. And they want to fight and argue with the cops over shit like that.
Supposed to be, well, not nice to them, but just follow the rules, I guess, unless they're crooked.
Yeah,
well, it's not even necessarily because I agree with Pete's point that he makes all the time. It's not just blindly complying with officers, but there are things that they're allowed to do on traffic stops that a lot of people just don't like. They tell you to get out of your car on a traffic stop. They're legally allowed to do that. You may not like it. Well, I don't particularly like it, but they're legally allowed to.
Yeah, but they still have to have probable cause to detain you, and they have to
longer than 15 minutes. They can keep you on track. Well, that's Tennessee state law. Is they're given a 15-minute time limit. Otherwise, they have to have probable cause.
They should be able to articulate to you why they're detaining you, though.
Well, and something that I think me and you do agree on is they try and throw too many things under the blanket of officer safety. And listen, I'm all for it, but I think they try and push it too far sometimes.
Yeah, officers, obviously everyone wants officers to be safe, but that's not there's no officer safety law. They have to follow the law. Now they're allowed to lie to you.
They are.
When investigating a crime, but there has to be a crime.
But you're not allowed to lie to them, which I'm something else I'm not necessarily in favor of.
Yeah.
I mean, either everybody gets to be honest or everybody gets to lie. It's the way things should work in my mind. Man, what do I know? I'm just some asshole on the internet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I follow the rule when it comes to cops. Treat them like a mushroom. Feed them shit and keep them in the dark. That's the one thing people do wrong all the time is they just won't shut up. You know.
Yeah.
It's like just shut up. Like that's the best thing you can do.
You know, what does Ron White say? I may have had the right to remain silent, but I
don't have the ability. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probable cause doesn't mean anything. Well, again.
Well, for shit to stand up in court, yes, probable cause means something. Like I said, you may have to go sit in jail for a few hours and you may have to pop up in court. But when that probable cause falls apart in a courtroom, then you have grounds for a lawsuit. That's why I say, you ain't gonna win a fight with the cops in the street, but you can damn sure win in the courtroom.
Yeah, then but it costs you money.
Yeah, it costs you money, but then you turn around and sue them and recoup your money, and then some.
Well, yeah, that's easier said than done.
I can't stay on, but Pete, you just said how people just they won't shut up, you know?
Yeah.
Like these people who you see these police interrogations all the time, and like they won't ask for a lawyer. They just keep talking and talking.
Yeah.
You ever seen a police interrogation video of another cop?
No.
They don't say shit.
Of course, because they know better.
They know. That's right. Yeah. So you shouldn't say a fucking word.
Well, I mean, in this day and age with the internet, a lot of this shit should be common knowledge.
Well, it should be, but people are stupid.
That's why I said it should be.
A lot of these criminals, too, are so narcissistic that even though they know they probably shouldn't say anything, they think they can talk their way out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're the smartest person in the room.
Right. Well, and they probably are if they're in a room full of cops, but still.
Yeah. Say as much as you have to until you're in handcuffs. Once you're in handcuffs, don't say shit.
Oh, shit. My mouth popped off a couple times being in handcuffs.
Yeah, well.
I mean, most of these, common arrests, like from a regular person, are like speeding violations or running a stoplight or something like that.
I've never seen anybody arrested for speeding or running a stoplight.
Like when they go bad.
Yeah,
you don't get arrested for speeding, but that gives them a reason to pull you over, and you probably have done some other shit.
Yeah, see, I like how you say you probably done some other shit. That's the mentality they have. It's like, all right, I'm looking for some kind of secondary crime here. What can I charge this guy with? Instead of just giving you your ticket.
If you got a fucking open beer in the cup holder, well, you make it kind of easy on them.
Well, yeah, of course. But, I smell weed in there. Of course, there's no weed in there. They just want to fuck with you.
Well, and I've even questioned how that works in this day and age with CBD basically being legal in every state.
Well, it's legal to possess, so they can't arrest you for that.
Well, yeah, like even in Tennessee now, possession, anything under an ounce is just a ticket.
You can still get a DUI for. That's the other thing too. It's kind of messed up. They do something different in Europe than they do here as far as driving under the influence of weed. Here, they'll get a warrant to take your blood, and of course, if you've smoked in the past 30 days, you're going to test positive, so they can charge you with a DUI even if you weren't high at the time. That's kind of fucked up. In Europe, they'll give you there's like these little strips that they put on your tongue right on the side of the road, like a breathalyzer, but for weed. And if it turns a certain color, that means that you have, weed in your mouth in your saliva at that time. Like you just got done, within the past few hours smoking it or whatever.
Yeah, and you're probably still high.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I think depending on how much of it, like they can determine at least roughly when you smoked, depending on the concentration in your blood.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if there's any in there. They can charge you with a DUI. That's the problem. If you're talking about a blood test.
And there, I'm with you. I'm not necessarily in favor of that.
No.
So, Lou, you want to find the college?
But Colorado did have right after they legalized it, Colorado had a big problem. Motherfuckers high as a kite driving around. Because, to your point, people are fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, hair follicle. That's like, how long does that stay in your hair? Like 6 months or something?
Try 6 to 10 years.
God dang. Well, Lou, you don't have to worry about that. You shave your head. You can't take any hair follicles from him.
That's why most places don't use a hair follicle test.
Yeah,
I had to
because it stays in there for so long.
Some kind of DUI class thing one time, and there was people that was in there for weed, not alcohol, and they would random test us. Because while you were over the course of that program, you weren't supposed to be consuming any drugs or alcohol, so. They might test you twice 1 week and then not test you again for 3. It was all random, in other words. And I don't smoke weed. I don't know much about it, but the way they would explain it in there is that when they test the people for weed, and now they were doing piss tests, so maybe it's different for other shit, but when they test you for weed, and it's not a positive or negative. It's a number amount. I don't know what that number symbolizes, but the longer you go without smoking weed, the lower that number gets till eventually it will hit
zero. Yeah.
So it'll stay in your system for 30 days, but let's say you smoked yesterday and you piss test today, maybe your number will be 85.
Right.
If they test you 2 weeks later and your number is 45, then to the court, that shows that you most likely have not smoked weed in the last 2 weeks.
That's logical. That makes sense. I told the story about when I had to do the same thing, Lou. I got arrested with weed when I was like 20 years old, and my punishment was customer service, community service,
Customer service would be a terrible punishment.
Community service, and then of course the alcohol and drug class. It was like 6 weeks long. Mm-hmm. And of course, I was in there with a bunch of heroin addicts and crackheads, and I was in there for a dime bag of weed or whatever, and I'm just a kid. But anyway, they did random drug tests and shit too, and they were supposed to drug test you at least one time before they would release you and sign off on the court documents. Well, I went the entire 6 weeks without being tested. So my last day in there, she was like, you know what? She's like, you haven't been tested yet. I got to test you before I can sign your papers. And I said, don't even bother. I'm dirty. She's like, when's the last time you smoked weed? I said, this morning on the way here. She goes, hold on. She went and talked to somebody and came back, and she was like, you know what? She's like, I'm going to sign your documents anyway. Nobody has ever been that upfront and honest with me, and you're just in here for weed anyway. The rest of these people are crackheads. So.
Hey, man, what do they say? Honesty's always the best policy.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, I'm not even bother pissing in this thing. I'm just going to go ahead and tell her, and waste my time and hers.
That's funny. Lou, is your channel, your call-in show on the secondary show now?
The third channel.
Third channel. What's the name for it? Because
that's secret, buddy.
That's a secret?
It's a secret channel. It's only for the diehards. You don't know it?
No, I don't know it.
No, there is no third channel. I just haven't done the call-in show in a couple of weeks.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering because I was like, it's been a while since you've done a call-in show. I was like, I missed the call-in shows.
All right. I hear you. Pete, I'm about to hit a big one on this foreign basketball here.
I've given up on the foreign basketball.
I'm up to $400 now.
Well, I watched that one of those what was it? Some Middle Eastern league yesterday. Boy, that was the worst fucking basketball I've ever seen in my life.
Like they're playing in a Y. It looks like a Y pickup game or something.
Yeah, and it was all a bunch of like 50-year-old washed up black dudes who like couldn't even play in China anymore. It was bad.
What about they're watching South China versus somebody. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that site we use, it's got all these foreign basketball games on it, and if you click on the basketball game,
you can actually watch it.
Somehow it shows you the game. Like I don't know where they're getting this feed from, like Saudi Arabia and Kazakhstani basketball and shit. But
Hong Kong, yeah.
And it, like Pete said, it looks like they're playing in like an old warehouse or something.
Yeah, like a high school gym.
High school bleachers and shit. It looks like it's being filmed with like an old iPhone or something. Like it's really weird.
Yeah. When it comes to that Middle Eastern basketball, I'm convinced that shit's rigged. It's got to be rigged.
What makes you think that?
I don't know. I just don't trust it, man. I don't trust it. There's people betting on it.
I mean, if it's rigged, you just got to bet whichever way.
Yeah, I mean, so you still have the same amount of chance of winning. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I mean, I'm just blaming the fact that I lost that it's rigged. That's all I'm doing. I mean, there were some terrible calls in that game.
If you lose so just kind of like the rigged wheel. If it doesn't land on your name, it's rigged.
You know what we didn't do, and I sent a picture, I think, to the group chat, but I found in Link there's a claw machine.
Yeah, no,
the same place that has your horse racing game.
Yeah,
they have a claw machine.
Yeah, didn't we see it?
I sent a picture of it.
Yeah.
We never went and played it though.
No, I'm not gonna play that. I mean, I'm down back.
We all were eating lunch that day down somewhere, and I didn't go, and I was just walking around, and it was right next to a carnival. It was a carnival wheel and then a claw machine, and I was like, this makes perfect sense.
Yeah, at the carnival section.
Pete ain't down that bad.
Well, I was down bad enough to play horsey racing for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Have y'all called up on? It's a show. It's the Night Agent. Have y'all ever watched it?
I've seen season 1. I haven't watched the new one yet.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, Lou, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. Everyone else had left the horsey machine except for me. And Lou looked at me. He's like, all right, man, I'm about to leave here. I'm like, okay. He goes, you all right? I was like, yeah.
No, fuck no, I'm not all right.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm on a fucking plastic horsey machine.
By myself.
What the fuck you think?
Watching these plastic horses run around this car.
You all right? Yeah.
Man. You know what I was wondering about that horse machine? If the machine is full, is it real-time odds? Like there's 6 horses, right?
Yeah.
So if you got 6 people playing, there could be a bet on every horse to win. So do the odds fluctuate based on the bets like they would in a real horse race?
That's a good question because it does, it's a screen. It refreshes with the odds every race.
Yeah.
So, the more people playing, that's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, it would have to, because like sometimes the odds for a horse to win would be like 200 to 1. Well, if you're the only one playing and you bet that 200 to 1 horse, it's not going to win.
Right.
But if 6 people are playing and there was still a horse with 200 to 1 odds, somebody would win 200 to 1. Unless the odds lower based on the number of people playing. So it must be like dynamic odds that go up and
probably,
down. Shit.
Yeah, I lost $2.
That thing was full.
I never saw more than one other person other than me sitting there.
Yeah, and I walked by it a couple of times and it was full.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Usually during the day.
That would be more fun. You start talking shit to other people and yelling at the horses.
Yeah. Horse.
If you're over there yelling at the horses by yourself, you're down real bad.
Boy, yeah.
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 I didn't get that bad.
Anybody place bets on the Super Bowl?
Yeah, like 10 of them.
I made a bet with a friend of mine. I lost $2. I was like, fuck. I swore the Chiefs would somehow find a way to win, but I thought it was funny when somebody said, and I know it's not true, but they were like Trump, too big to rig. the Eagles. I thought that was hilarious because that's not true in real life, but it was funny.
Is that horse?
$100 on the Eagles and somehow still lost $35 for the week.
That's the way to do it. Is the name of that horse racing game the Fortune Cup?
I have no idea. I have a picture of it. Let me look.
I'm trying to look it up on YouTube to see if I can find it.
I took those pictures of you playing it. Maybe it's got the name on it somewhere. Let me look. There's Peete on it. Machine. All right, here's the pictures. Fortune Cup Derby Deluxe.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. What it is it's plastic horses on a track, and there's magnets underneath them. Now, whoever gets out to the lead in the beginning is never going to win. I learned that over, 4 hours of degenerate betting on it. But I'm assuming it's predetermined before the race happens, but I don't really know. I don't know how it works. It's definitely, it's more rigged than a fucking slot machine is.
Say it ain't so.
Yeah. That thing's a cash machine for the casino. But they've got crazy odds on there. Like you can bet like 3,500 to 1 odds. So if you bet $100, you win 3,500.
Yeah, that's probably a guaranteed loser.
Yeah, well, it probably happens like once every 6 months or something. One thing I do know is it didn't happen the 3 hours I was sitting there because I was betting it every time.
Yeah, I played for a little while. I lost money on there too. I didn't play like you did, but I think I lost $100 on there.
Well, I was mainly betting like the 2 horses that would come in first and second, right? And that's the high odds, or the bad odds, if you want to call it that. You were betting on who's going to win the race, which is the much safer bet.
Yeah.
But you don't win as much. Roulette play is 35 to 1. Yeah. Roulette plays 35 to 1.
Yeah, if you bet a single number.
Yeah, it pays 35 to 1 whether you're betting on triple zeros or double zeros or single zeros. So that's a scam too.
That's what y'all get for playing circus game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Carney games.
Carney game. Yeah, carnival games.
They're all carnival games. Right.
Yeah, I still can't get over when we were on the live stream for the Collins show, and that guy slept through the entire thing. That got me still laughing to this day.
I mean, at least y'all didn't go like full Clark Griswold. Y'all were in there, $5 a hand of rock, paper, scissors and shit.
If we could have found it, we would have been.
Yeah, I would have tried that. I mean, we sat at a baccarat table for 2 hours. That's bad enough.
I got my win-loss statement yesterday from Caesars. I almost had a heart attack.
Yeah, I'm not going to even look at that. I don't know why you subject yourself to that. Can you write that off?
You can only write off your losses up to the amount of any winnings that you claim. So it's not, unless you gamble tens of thousands of dollars a year, it's not worth doing.
What about as a business expense, like for Lutu?
No. I can write off some of the cost of the hotel and airplane tickets and shit like that. But not gambling expenses. I can write off dinners, stuff like that, but not gambling for business expenses.
Yeah. That's too bad.
Yep.
Because you wouldn't have to pay any taxes at all if you were able to.
Yeah. Facts. The other thing is the win-loss statement isn't an accurate representation of what you win or lost. For example, let's say I put $100 in a slot machine and I run it up to $1,000. I then take the slot ticket to the ATM machine and cash it out for $1,000 cash. I then take that $1,000 cash to the blackjack table and lose it all. Well, according to Caesars, I just lost $1,000 on blackjack.
Yeah,
really, I only lost 100.
Yeah, that's messed
up. It's not an accurate representation of what you won or lost. They only send you that in case you need it for your taxes.
How do they determine how much you won on a table game instead of an electronic machine?
Yeah. Now that is got to be a lot harder to keep up with. But you ever been at a table game and the pit boss will come over? Let's say somebody gets up from the table and leaves with chips. Anytime that happens, the pit boss will usually come over and ask the dealer, how much did he leave with? And they type shit in the computer.
Okay.
And so I guess they're saying, okay, he came to the table with $500 and he left the table with $800. We're going to credit him with a $300 win.
I got you.
That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
But even that can't be tracked specifically, because I might buy in with $500 cash, but have $200 chips in my pocket and just move those on the table. So really I'm in for $700.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's very accurate.
Probably not. And a lot of times I think they forget to put it in there too.
At least that's what I'm telling myself, because I refuse to believe that I actually lost that much money.
Yeah. Yeah, every time I buy in, I'm like watching the pit boss to make sure that they credit me for buying back in.
Right.
You know, because a lot of times they don't.
The other way they screw you too is they're typing in that computer what you bought in with, what you left with, and then how long you were there and what your average bet was. And how long you were there and what your average bet was, that determines how many points or whatever you accumulate. So, like sometimes we might be betting $25 a spin on roulette, but sometimes we might be betting $100 a spin. We're only going to get credit for what the pit boss types in.
Right.
So they see us betting $25. That's what they're going to type in. And then we start betting 100 while they're not around. You know, they don't know that. It
right.
just kind of sucks.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, they can type anything in there they want. We don't see it.
Right. They don't like you. They can short you.
Yeah.
Shit like that. If you're not tipping who knows? If you're not tipping the dealer, maybe they short you in the computer.
Yeah.
Shit like that. You never know what they're doing.
So what you're saying is it's not fair.
It ain't fair.
Not fair.
Not fair.
Is that why an Auburn man has never gone on this Vegas trip? Because it's not fair.
Probably.
Yeah. Plus, I don't think there's any flights from Alabama to Vegas.
I don't think there's any flights from Alabama to anywhere. Oh,
I'm about to say, is there an airport in Vegas? I mean, in Alabama?
I think Alabama only has outgoing flights. No one's ever tried to fly there.
Kind of like Omaha. Yeah.
Yeah, there's an airport in Birmingham, but
Or the state of Ohio.
yeah, I've had to land
Landed there.
in Birmingham, but yeah, 'cause there was like some storms in Atlanta, so we had to land in Birmingham coming back from California. But
Bam.
I'm telling you, I'm going somewhere for that first weekend of March Madness. I mean, Cherokee, or I might say fuck it and fly back to Vegas again.
Dang.
Right after the Fall Olympics?
Yeah. That March 20th, that weekend. So like March 18th it starts on March 18th, a Thursday. Well, it starts on like March 16th, a Tuesday. They have those play-in games. I don't care about that. But that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there's like 20 games on every day from like noon to midnight.
It would be fun to be there during that.
If I can find I've already looked, I can get free rooms at Caesars. They have a nice sports book there. I can get a free room at Caesars for that 4 or 5.
What about at Cherokee?
Yeah, Cherokee too.
Yeah.
So if I can find a decent price on a flight, I might go out there and watch college basketball for 4 days in a row at a sports book in Vegas.
That's too close to the Slop Olympics for me.
Because I haven't mentioned that to her yet.
Yeah. Aren't you going out there in July or something?
Yeah, me and her are going in July.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you said you bought tickets to that show, the weekend show, didn't you?
Well, I haven't bought tickets yet, but that's what we're going to do. It's on, the concert is Saturday, July 5th. So depending on what days the flights are cheaper, we'll go out there like either Thursday or Friday and then stay till like Monday or Tuesday, just depending on when the flights are cheapest.
So you can get a free room on the weekend?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I'm not to that level yet. Like $500 a night or something for me. $400, depending on where you stay.
Yeah. I can't get a room like we had in January for free. Even during the week, I had to pay something for every night for that room. It wasn't free, but I can get a regular room anywhere there, Caesar's Palace, whatever, regular room for free.
Yeah, you don't need a room like that with just you and the lady anyway.
Yeah, that's what I told her. I was like, what are we going to do? Hang out? We're not going to hang out in there all day like we do.
Yeah, you're not going to sit up there with her and watch in your room. You go to the sports book for that.
Yeah. Well, and I had three other people to help me pay for that room too. So in January.
Vandy Dandy actually said something I agree with.
What?
Yeah, I know.
For everything.
This is shocking here. There's a new development. He says that tipping dealers is ridiculous. They need to pay their employees more. Yeah, they do. I agree. It's not like they don't have the money.
I don't like the shared tip system either. I don't like that either.
Because the shitty dealers get, the money that you're giving a good dealer.
Yeah, and I think it was me and you that talked about this. I mean, obviously you don't ever want to lose money, but a good dealer can make it less painful if you lose money because you had a good time. The dealer is fun. He's cutting up with you. You're having a good time. You get around a bad dealer that's in a bad mood or whatever. It's miserable even if you're winning sometimes. But when you tip a good dealer, that's getting shared amongst everybody who's working during that shift, whether they're the best dealer or the worst dealer. It all goes into a shared pot.
Yeah, and I only tip dealers because I feel like I have to. I mean, obviously, nobody's tipping if they're losing. They don't expect you to.
Right.
But even if you're winning, I mean, the odds are already against you that you're going to lose whatever money you're winning later anyway. And then you're just giving away more money to them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think Tucci ever told us how much his base pay is, did he?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I've known a couple of dealers in Tunica that they wasn't hurting to pay the bills. I put it that way.
I mean, I know you've seen it before, Lou. I mean, you see drunk people that are winning a bunch of money and they're just throwing $100 chips at the dealers like every 5 seconds. So, I mean.
Yeah, and I bet you this would be something we should ask Tucci about too. How do they determine what dealers get put in the high limit room?
That's a good question.
Because if we're buying into roulette for $200 and we play roulette for an hour, maybe we tip the dealer $5, $10, $20 along the way, something like that. But these people in the high limit room are sometimes buying in for $5, $10, $20 grand. They're playing $100, $500 a hand blackjack or whatever. I mean, those dealers are probably raking in the tips in there.
Probably. And do they split with the regular floor, or they just split with the high limit room people?
See that? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask Tucci about that. Yeah. Because I'm sure any dealer would prefer to be in the high limit room. They'd probably make more in there.
Well, and I'm sure in Vegas too, if they're doing it that way. I mean, I know, like I heard stories of what they were splitting in Tunica after the Tyson Lennox Lewis fight in Memphis. There wasn't nobody leaving that casino crying except for the people losing money.
Yeah.
Who was the?
I mean, I worked with a guy who used to be a dealer down there. He said Charles Barkley was betting $50 grand a hand on the craps table.
God damn.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No matter what the dealers are making per hour, they're making more than I'm making per hour in a casino.
Yeah. More than virtually everybody. I think it was Sir UGA was telling us a story. Like he ran into a guy at one of the table games, probably 3-card poker. A guy from I think it was Germany. You remember that story he told? He asked him about. He said, "Why are you in Vegas? Is there any casinos in Germany?" And he was like, "Yeah, there are, but they're owned by the government, and everybody wears a suit." And they're not allowed to like if you sit down at a table game, you know how we all sit there and talk to each other and cut up. You're not allowed to talk to each other.
What?
Yeah, and there's no alcohol allowed in them.
What?
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck would go to that? That sounds terrible.
It does sound terrible.
Well, see, like Cherokee sounds terrible to me because I'm so used to being. I mean, when I sit down at the blackjack table, there's a fucking ashtray right there. I ain't got to get up to go smoke.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah. See, yeah, you have to wear a suit, no socializing, and no alcohol. I mean, that sounds like, you may as well just walk in there and hand me your money and walk back out. It'd be just as much fun.
Yeah, that's
Right?
Yeah.
So I got something. Is the Casino Royale a real casino, or is that just made up?
The Casino Royale?
Yeah,
That's just a James Bond
real.
movie, sir.
No, it's real. They got one in Vegas. It's on, between Harrah's and the Venetian. It's a hole in the wall. It's a piece of shit.
Yeah, it's a dump.
What country were they in the James Bond movie?
I don't remember. Did you go to the Florida State Casino this time?
Which one is that? Oh,
The circus. Yeah.
Montenegro.
He didn't go to the Florida State Casino?
Hell no.
Well, Scott said there was a good steakhouse in there.
Hey, at some point, that sounds like a great idea. We can do a Slob Olympics at the Hard Rock on the Seminole Reservation in Florida.
I mean, obviously I'm in.
Yeah.
Vic, you want to know what casino the Casino Royale was filmed at with James Bond? Montenegro.
Yeah. Okay.
Where?
Okay.
Montenegro.
Oh.
I would have figured Monte Carlo or Monaco or something like that.
I think it's like one of those little countries between like Spain and France.
I can't remember exactly where. I think it's like middle of Europe, I think.
Oh, okay.
James Bond to play poker wherever the fuck James Bond feels like playing poker.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna tell him different.
Yeah.
All right, see you later, George. He says he's going to have another beer and go back to bed. Now, meanwhile, it's 10 a.m. where he is.
Yeah. Wow.
God bless George living his best life.
I don't know how he's still alive. Yeah, that gives me hope, I guess.
It should. But see, you didn't end racism in Central Florida in 1985 either.
No. Well, he's the reason.
With your life.
He's the reason they took end racism out of the end zone at the Super Bowl. It's because of George.
Oh, it's because of George?
Yeah, because he ended it already.
Yeah.
Y'all see Warren Sapp get arrested about a week ago?
I'm not surprised. Did he beat up another hooker?
What?
No, he was actually in the right this time.
Okay.
Oh, he was? Why'd he get arrested then?
They said allegedly he was obstructing justice, but he was just trying to help You have to watch the video. I don't think he was committing a crime. I think he was just helping out somebody who thought that, like, he was getting, like, a speeding ticket. Somebody was getting a speeding ticket or something like that. And he was just, like, saying he wasn't going that fast because he was right behind him and he checked the speedometer. It won't even, like, over 60 or something like that.
So he pulled over and started messing with a traffic stop, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they arrested him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a great idea and a novel one that people used to live by. Mind your fucking business.
Yeah.
And people ask me, why don't you want Warren Sapp as your D-line coach at Miami? Because the fucker spends more time in jail. That's why. I actually need a D-line coach.
I think that was about a week ago. Last I checked on my phone, it said 5 days ago. Now I believe it's a week that it happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw Michael Jordan's son got arrested.
Uh-oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason, I thought that was Denzel Washington's son.
No, Mike.
You're right. It was Michael Jordan's son.
I think it was a DUI and possession of cocaine.
Outstanding.
Yeah, he was having a good time.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He was having a very good time.
Doesn't Michael Jordan date Scottie Pippen's daughter?
What?
Yeah,
What?
Scottie Pippen has a daughter.
Well, I know he has a daughter. It doesn't mean that Michael Jordan's dating her, though. That would be weird.
I believe they were dating at some point.
I know some rapper fucked Scottie Pippen's ex-wife. I know that.
All right, y'all. I'm going to get out of here. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, see you later, Lou.
All right.
All right. Thanks, sir.
Actually, I just looked at the time. Yeah, I got to go, too.
All right.
I was having too much fun. All right, see you later, Jarrett. Vic? Yeah, it's Wednesday, so I got to ask you.
Yeah.
What's going on with Celine?
Yeah, I think Selena's doing his show as far as I know, so.
Okay. Man, he's on a roll. He's got, what, 2 weeks in a row?
Yeah, he's doing good, yeah.
Damn. All right. All right, Vic, thanks for coming on, buddy.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right, Slim.
Yes, sir.
Another one in the books.
Another good one, methinks.
Yeah. And to make it better, I'll be back on Friday to do it all again.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Three? I don't think you've done 3 midday shows in a week in quite some time.
I did last week.
Did you do all 3 last week?
I did all 3 last week. I did not do one on Monday. I had to take my mom to a doctor's appointment.
Yeah, I remember that. And then you're going out of town Friday afternoon, aren't you?
This Friday?
Wasn't it this Friday you're having to go up to D.C.?
No, that's it's a week from this coming Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'll be here on Friday. If I'm alive, which is a big if, but I think I will be. I'm hoping I will be.
To be determined.
To be determined.
But be here and find out, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, do that. All right, Slim. See you later, buddy.
Yes, sir.
All right, everyone, that's going to do it for me as well. Thanks for tuning into the Midday Show. Like I said, I'll be back on Friday at 11 a.m. If I don't see you before now and then, have a great rest of your week.